Hello everyone, I am Duo and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are back on the Coastline SMP server. This is episode number 13 and I am behind the chicken butt because I've done a significant amount of work on that coast you see behind me. Except the progress is actually in front of me, so this took a little bit of time to do. I've managed to borrow a Haste 2 beacon from the mining mesa, set up by the Soul Flame himself, and I've got even more TNT over there that I'm gonna blast off. I think that's about like 6 stacks. Yeah, it's gonna be a big boom. Much like this bit right here, we're gonna polish it up after it's done the kaboom boom. Okay, I'm gonna do the F5. Oh lordy. Okay, is it gonna chain? Yeah, it is. Oh, would you look at that? It's absolutely beautiful. As you can see, it's a little bit rough around the edges, and there has to be one. There has to be one. So I'll continue, like, pushing this whole thing back, but I think right now it's about time that I actually explain what is going on here. I'm in the process of leveling this entire area down to y equals 60, and when I have the whole area just completely destroyed, this entire desert gone, then I will cover this over with sand and just release some water and just make this entire thing ocean. So effectively it'll be like there was never any desert here at all. I'm gonna use the haze beacon to clean this thing up, but yeah, it's still gonna take a little bit of time even with that blast mining. So in between videos, Claude actually did the very amazing thing of actually filling out this map, actually loading the chunks over that way. So when the actual island is cut off, so around here, it will actually look like a complete island on the map. And as you can see, that's the amount of desert I've cleared out so far. That smooth area, that's all covered over with sand, and I still need to destroy all of this, and that is a lot of blocks. There are actually a whole bunch of items that I want to add to the stock of this end shop here. But a lot of them will have to wait a while because I think this shop is starting to get a bit overcrowded, so I may have to build like an extension, like either that way or up here, but we're gonna add 2 new items. So this one is going to be 1 diamond per every 2 enderman heads. There we go. I think that's a very reasonable price because the enderman heads are actually quite a pain to filter out from the enderman farm. And plus, they're actually extremely rare from Enderman. Granted, I've killed over 20,000 Endermen at this point, and here you might have been able to guess 1 diamond for 10 pieces of obsidian. Actually, let's put 2 more items of stock here. So the first one is going to be 3 ender pearls, so effectively, this is just a thing of customer service. If people need ender pearls, then they know they can rely on this place for convenience. And I decided that since I do have this stuff in my chests, I may as well sell it because I don't intend to use it anytime soon. I cannot believe my luck today. Soul came out and said that there was a jackpot today for the r/place minigame. And I looked up here and it says like 100, I can't quite see because my eyes are terrible, but he said jackpot, so I was expecting, maybe 100. I pressed the button, 250 block placements, 250! Oh lordy, that's a lot of phantoms. That was 192, so I'm gonna need 58 more blocks. I'm probably gonna fill in the yellow before I continue the red, because the red is gonna take a long time to completely fill. Oh damn, this has forced me to actually move the mental maths part of my brain, and it's been so long, I just can't do it. As far as I know, I have placed exactly 250 blocks, although I can't be 100.0% certain on that, because there is a slight chance that I screwed the pooch a little bit. And we are gonna wait to fly in range of this thing and it will update. And there we go, there we go! Oh my god, that's amazing. Of course I wasn't able to fill, I wasn't able to fill all of it, including this single block here. I don't know how I missed that, but I did. So I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow and actually fix that. But we've gotten most of a hammer and sickle. So we have communistified the r/place map. And would you know it, it looks even better on the full thing. It is official, I am a workaholic, because this is probably the 20th time I've been to the Enderman farm this week at the very least, and that's because my tools are just nearly totally dead. Just to emphasize just how many Endermen I have grinded at this farm, at the beginning of the week, this was at probably 11,000. Okay, my tools are repaired, but there's still one missing piece of the puzzle. If you notice, my XP bar is like 2 away from the magic number, so we've just gotta fix that real quick. Nice. So yes, I have been doing a bit of off-camera digging, and I think I've made it a decent way through the desert. As you can see, that was the coast where we are previously, and there's a bee here. Yeet. As I was saying, there is still so much left to do. We still need to remove this half of the entire desert, and I've actually started to landform around this area. So you see where it actually curves quite nicely? Yes, that is where the coast to the next island is going to be, because I believe that this part is out of server render distance, so while on our color island, we will not be able to see that at all. While I was grinding my butt off in that massive oceany area that we're gonna set up, I said that people could go ahead and prank me or whatever, just build whatever they want in this area, and if it's weird enough, or if it's awesome enough, I will keep it in this base. This is just a way to make my base area feel more alive. It means I don't have to do any extra work, and I guess it's a win for everybody. So, as you can see, near my Soviet flag, we have Soul Flame's USA build project, where he built like a USA headquarters, next to a USA flag, which I think is totally awesome. And from what I've heard, he is trying to start a Cold War. And in other news, Claude has been setting up a Poland flag on top of the chicken, and like I said, these are awesome. I am keeping both of these. So if any of the members want to come around and build whatever they want. So yes, if any of the members want to build anything with a solid concrete color palette, they can feel free to do that. You might also notice that I have a load of Venus blocks around here. I have some honey bottles and more Venus blocks in my inventory, and I have an entire shulker box of Venus blocks. I am planning to use them to build a 12 by 12 cube of Venus blocks. Oh, since when was that there? Guess it's mine now. Be gone. Sol calculated that I will need roughly 1,700 Venus blocks to actually complete the 12 by 12 cube of them. And you see this big stack here, and then you see these like single tiled ones. So these ones I actually need to go through the motions of completely emptying, make sure that there's no honey or bees inside, so I can actually stack this, because the last thing I want is to not be able to stack these. That would be a massive pain. Now, you're probably wondering why this episode took so long to make. Not only has this project probably taken over 24 hours of my time at this point, like constant playtime, in total maybe 24 hours, possibly more, but I'm actually working on a mini project video on the side. Well, it's not mini at all. If you remember my British Overseas Territory video, that took me about 90 hours to make. And I'm making a video on the similar scale, which you should see in the next month or so. Okay, TNT is set, let us go. Oh god, okay. Not bad. Like I said, always one. Come on, get the skeleton, get the skeleton. Boom! So now I guess I gotta figure out a way to get these Venus blocks stacked, because these are the annoying ones that won't stack with the empty ones, and I want to figure out why. Oh, that would probably explain it. One thing that could be a problem is that these might have traces of honey inside. Oh, yep, that one does, that one does. Okay, so this one might actually be empty. Okay, what's the level of honey in here? So it looks like it's only level 1. Can I put a repeater here? Yep, that would activate. And here it will activate. What about here? Okay, so it looks like level 2 is this one. Oh, this one has honey inside as well. This one is level 3. That's mildly annoying, but I guess we're just gonna have to get on with non-stackable Venus blocks. Anyway, let's start laying these out. I don't know where I want to start the 12 by 12 cube. I want to make it quite prominent, so I may want to contrast it. I think I'm going to start the 12 by 12 cube a few blocks above the water, just so I can make it a monument. 9, 10, 11, 12. In order to replicate the one on Ilmango's video, I want to make sure that the Venus blocks are facing one direction. And given that I place these ones this particular way, I want to replicate that with these ones. This will take a very long time because I don't have nearly enough Venus blocks, so in between videos, I'm gonna have to farm these things and gradually we shall build up our Venus block empire. Now, I'm not crazy, I'm not just gonna leave a 12 by 12 cube of Venus blocks on its own. It needs something to back it up, especially in the context of my base where things need to be a whole new level of crazy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a beautiful sign that says Venus blocks, and then below it I'm gonna have a beautiful sculpture of a Venus. So this is pretty strange. I'm looking in chat and Claude is just dying over and over. Like, look at this! I reckon that he's trying to reach some epic milestone of deaths, like 1,000 or 6,969. That wouldn't surprise me. I really think that I need a concrete explosioning machine because this can get kind of tedious. I reckon I'm gonna start this beautiful thing up here, and I'm gonna start with like a kind of cross shape, and then go from there. And you see that Venus blocks have these like indentations where it goes a little bit darker, and for those I'm gonna use yellow terracotta. It's a subtle change, but I think it would look quite cool. Yeah, see that? That looks quite nice. The hardest thing about this kind of build style is nailing the shape, because these things don't have an awful lot of detail, so your whole look is relying on how these things are shaped. Because if the shape isn't good, then the whole thing will look terrible. Actually, that's too small, I need to go wider. I probably should have been doing this from the beginning. I ran out of solid concrete, so I decided instead of just doing the tedious thing of mining some more to get solid concrete, I just decided to fill it in with concrete powder, use this sandstone as support, break it later, and just dip water over it in order to solidify it all. It's turning out way better. I think I have the shape down to a T. I was tweaking with it last night, and it's not perfectly symmetrical all the way around. It's uneven. That's what I was looking for. And I'm okay with that, because in nature, nothing is perfect shapes. I mean, this one is not perfect, believe it or not. There are probably some mild imperfections in this, and that's okay because I'm trying to convey a small bit of realism in this sort of cartoony style. Now we've got to figure out how we are going to implement the indentation-y bits. So I reckon I'm gonna go in one block from the actual thing, and I'm gonna replace it with yellow terracotta. The shape of the Venus is finished, and you can see with those indentations it looks very nice indeed. I still need to add some holes into the side, just to make it look like there are like actual places where bees can get in and out. There is another thing though. On top of the actual like bee thingy, I actually have some yellow orange concrete. Apparently I'm colorblind today. And I have some bee heads. Only angry ones, because as far as I know, there is no way to actually get chill vibing bee heads. You know, I may have accidentally made this thing sentient by accidentally giving it a pair of eyes, but you know what, that's okay. Accidents happen, and sometimes they can really add to the build. So now this looks like a really giant angry bee. Oh god, now I can't unsee it. I want to experiment a little bit with some honey dripping out of the entrances. So maybe like give this guy a bit of an eye bogey and see how it looks. See if the dripping honey effect works, or it just looks a bit weird. Now, of course, there's like literally no bee farm on the server right now, so the bright orange concrete will have to do. But you know what, it fits the comic effect of this entire area. That's actually pretty nice, I like that a lot. We need to put a giant sign above this that says Venus blocks. So this is going to be a lot of trial and error, so I'm probably going to skip ahead to when I've actually finished the sign. Time for the big reveal. Even I don't know what this looks like just yet. That is beautiful. I may have to add like a couple of exclamation marks and shift that B along just that little bit, just to make it that bit more centered, because it's not quite on the center there. It will look extremely terrible from the back, as you can see. Like, nobody would ever want to see this in the history of ever. But if you look at it from this side, you cannot see the torches at all. And if you're even further away, you would have an even harder time knowing they were even there. So yeah, for now, it totally works. We are back at r/place, and as you can see, off camera, I managed to completely finish the hammer and sickle, and on the map, it looks absolutely incredible. In other news, the phallus has been completely removed, or almost completely. The S is filled in. There's a Kauai toast or whatever. There's a Texas, and subscribe to I3 Rad, and then it just cuts off there. That used to say I3 Raiden, but somebody graffitied it. But that is going to do it for today. I hope you did enjoy today's episode, and if you did, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and maybe subscribe for more. But anyway guys, I am Duo, and I will see you all, hopefully, in the next video.